Yeah, yesterday Broncos here. Just talk about that visit. Seeing some of those guys take some cuts in the cage.
I think it's great, the interaction, between all the sports teams here. I think the guys get excited to see other professional athletes in our environment, and I think it works both ways. I know that players are always excited to go to, whether it's a Broncos game, a Broncos practice, a Nuggets game. Obviously, a number of guys went to a number of Avalanches games this year, so I think it's good stuff, and we always look forward to seeing the other players here with our guys, taking some batting practice or catch or whatever it may be. I think it's great. I think it's great for all these guys to see what each other do. So good stuff.
And we're also doing a feature on Tyler Hines and nutrition. Just talk about the evolution of that. How
that's a long story, Sultan, to really knock that out. But I think it just shows the advancement of what's happened in professional sports from my era, from my generation. Now, the resources that are available today, the education that we've all had as far as nutrition and how it relates to performance. And, our guys, Tyler Hines and his group, they do such an outstanding job each and every day of providing us with, nutritious meals, healthy meals, consultation, advice. It's such a great resource for the players, and I know the players greatly appreciate it and never take for granted, what is available to us. It's great, and it's across the landscape of all of baseball and all of professional sports. But I do know this: I don't know all the nutritionists, but I'll put our guy up with anybody, man. He's awesome. He's really, really good, and a good guy on top of that. And he likes to win, which I love too.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Thomas.
You've got Rodgers and McMahon, and we've talked about the balancing out the play time. How do you feel that has worked so far?
I think it's worked great, and both those guys, they get it, and it's, I wouldn't specifically say just them, Thomas. I know you probably want to just identify them, but the whole group is extremely unselfish as far as what we're trying to accomplish. These are two young players who are doing everything they can to contribute to a win each and every day. I think they're doing great. They're both performing. They're both contributing to wins. So, I'm very proud of both those guys, how they're handling it.
With McMahon, it seemed maybe a little less playing time, but he's kind of found ways to help you in these games, whether it's coming off the bench, hitting. What has he done offensively to get in a little bit better spot?
Well, I think just overall experience, understanding big league pitching, understanding his swing and his game as a major leaguer. He's learned a lot, I think, in the last couple of years about what it means to be a major league player, and it's great to see him contribute to wins, both at the plate and in the field. He's played great defense too. So Matt comes in with a great frame of mind, each and every day. All our players do. So I'm very proud of our players in that regard. So Mac's doing awesome.
And to go with Rodgers too, guy who, when I talked to him a little bit earlier, he was talking about he's struck out a little bit more than maybe he's wanted to. He seems like he has a pretty good head on his shoulders about what's expected of him. But what are the things you guys are doing to also kind of move him along, because he doesn't have the experience that some other guys do?
Well, he's getting great tutelage from a lot of our veteran players. I see them interacting a great deal. I know that the coaching staff is doing a lot of work with Brendan, especially on the defensive side, with some of the things that we're trying to continue to improve on. But Brendan's come in and just in a short period of time here in a couple of weeks and shown that his poise and his heartbeat are in the right spot. He's given us good at-bats, I think. I think that you look at his at-bats, he hasn't been overwhelmed. He's taking good swings. He's doing fine, and I've been impressed.
Lenny, Nolan Arenado's having, again, a wonderful season, but his strikeout rate for a power hitter is very low. What does that tell you about Nolan? Is it his maturation as a hitter, who's somebody who's been able to get on base, cut down strikeouts, and still remain a power hitter?
Well, I think that he's able to, conduct an at-bat how he wants to, whether, he's, where he is in the count, who he's facing, what type of situations in front of him as far as the game itself. But he's got a swing that, can't produce homers, right? We've seen that for years. But I think he also has a swing and an approach at times where he can get a base hit, by putting the ball in play. And I think that's, a great sign of maturity and, again, team play. And I think you're going to ultimately see these types of at-bats where you're talking about maybe shortening the swing, not striking out, carry over to the other players too in that regard. So in a way, he's combining the sort of the new age of power and big swing, and combining it with an old school I'm not going to strike out approach. I'm going to take it, I'm going to take it personally that I strike out. And I think it's an awesome combination.
Kind of an anomaly in this day and age, isn't it?
Well, I think Joey Votto, Daniel Murphy. I mean, there's really good players out there who sort of, have that stuff.
How close is Russell?
He's close.
Is next outing, would it be here, there, or has it been discussed?
Thomas, it'd probably be really fair if I told him that before I told you.
Okay.
I'd like him to hear it from me.
Did you either read the story or see the video of the little girl got hit by the line drive
No.
in Chicago?
No.
About, I don't know, about, was it 10 feet past the netting, which would be here? And who was it? Elmora just broke down in tears. And I'm curious, the netting has been extended here in other ballparks. Would you be in favor of extending it even further?
I think I'd be in favor of really discussing it, sure, for sure. I think that we've seen events, foul balls that have been tragic. So I think it's definitely worth a discussion to see how far and how high.
Buddy, we've talked about it with Kyle before. Really, any player who's struggling, it's not going to be a flip of the switch usually.
No.
So what would be some signs? Kind of take fastball command off the table. So other than fastball command, what would be some signs that
ball down in the strike zone, ball down in the strike zone in certain counts, hitters counts, first pitch strikes, early countouts.
A lot of that
Getting a double
efficiency,
play.
right? Sounds like you're saying efficiency is a lot of it.
Yeah.
Downhill
Well,
playing.
we can keep going. How far do we want to go? I think with Kyle and all pitchers, I think you got to get the ball down, and you got to get it. When you elevate the ball, you got to get it to either corner. It's tough to throw balls up in the zone down the middle. I found over my career, balls in the middle of the plate and a little bit up, dangerous.
Do you think in Kyle's case, to get back to being the pitcher he wants to be, that it's going to be a bit of a process? In other words, steps forward as opposed to suddenly the switch is going to flip and suddenly he's going to be Kyle Freeland in 2018?
Well, I think any season, right? 33 starts, however many starts you get. I think you look back and you look at the whole season and you sort of evaluate what happened. Okay, we talked. Remember we talked about with Kyle last year. His from May on, we talked in his entirety. He pitched really well. Now he's off to his first 11 starts have been big picture rough. There's been some good games in there. There's been some rough ones. But each game itself is a game that we'll evaluate. And if he pitches well today, hopefully he can pitch well his next game. After that, yeah. And if he doesn't pitch well today, doesn't mean he's not going to pitch well his next game.